Welcome back to Stuff in Excel. I'm Richard, and what we're going to do is look at how to create a named table in Excel. Now, I want you to remember something, that naming tables is going to be a useful tool for us. So that's the premise we're starting with here. Now, Excel will assign a generic name to a table, table 1, table 2, table 3, etc. But you may not always remember what those tables are. So having a name on the table will help you to identify the table. And that will also help you later when you're trying to go back and find that particular table. So let's go and see first how it's done. To create a table, we can do one of two things. We can highlight a range of data that we want to be included in the table range like that, or we can simply click anywhere in a contiguous range of data, and Excel will pick that entire range up. When I do that, I go to the Insert tab and I click on Table. It's going to ask me if I want to create a table. Of course I do. I'm going to tell it that the table has headers. I hit OK. Now that's going to create a table for me. Now if I click anywhere outside of that table range, I want you to look at the top line of the ribbon here, and we got things like File, Home, Insert, Draw, data, review. It doesn't give me any tools to work with this table, right? But if I click anywhere inside the table, a new tab opens up. That tab is called Table Design. Now, Table Design, when I click on it, gives me a lot of options. I can do things like change the way the table looks. I can change the colors. That's kind of cool to do, I guess. In addition, if we go to the far left, one of the cool things, and this is the thing we want to focus on here, is we can call this table a name. We can assign a name to it. So just for fun, I'm going to go in and I'm going to click on this, and I'm going to change this to truck data. And now I've got this truck space data, and when I click on this, it's going to give me a warning sign. And the reason it gives me this warning sign is because I didn't use the right syntax when I named the table. So a couple of things. A table has to start with a letter or an underscore. It cannot start with a number. It can't have a space in it or another disallowed character. And it can't conflict with an existing name. So if I already have a table called truck data, I can't do that. So let's close this warning box. Let's go back up and change this table name. Let's change it to, let's just call it 33 truck data. Well, let's give it a year. Let's say it's 2024 truck data. And I don't have any spaces, but I hit enter, I get the same warning because I started it with a number. So when you're naming things in Excel, they don't want you to start with a number. That includes when you're naming a data range as well, right? So we'll close this, and I'm going to go back up here now and just type in my name of truck data without a space. When I hit enter, it's going to accept that. Now, this is going to be very useful to me. So for example, if I want to create a pivot table, I can click anywhere in this. I'm going to go to Insert, and I'm going to go to Pivot Table over here on the left, and it's going to ask me what I want. And notice it picked up the table of truck data. That's because my cursor was inside that table. If I'd been outside the table, so let me show you that. Let's close this. If my cursor had been over here, outside the table, I went to Pivot Table, it doesn't know what my range or my table is. I can highlight a range, or I can just type in TRUCK data. And it will pick that up. And if I go to New Worksheet, and I go down to OK, it's going to now create, and you can see here over my pivot fields, I've got all the fields I need from that table to create a pivot table. Now this is going to be really useful to me also with a new feature that's coming out in Excel. This feature is already in Excel 365. It's called Navigation Pane. Now Navigation Pane is really useful because what Navigation Pane does, it opens up a window on the right-hand side of the screen, and I'll show it to you in just a moment, but that window on the right-hand side of the screen will show you every tab that's in your spreadsheet, every table that's in your spreadsheet, every chart that's in your spreadsheet. It'll show you every named data range that's in your workbook, anywhere. And you can click on that anywhere in that navigation pane. It'll take you directly to that table, that chart, or that data range. So it's a really useful tool. And let me just go show you what this looks like. So I've opened this file up, and what I want to show you now is the navigation pane feature that's in Excel 365 and will eventually be in the Excel 2024 version, I hope. I haven't seen it yet, but I'm hoping it's going to be there. You click on View, and right next to the new window and the freeze panes, you've got this box here that says Navigation Pane. So when I open up that navigation pane what you're going to see over here on the right is this particular window. And this window is going to show you everything you need that's in that worksheet. That's a really neat tool to have to be able to navigate all around that workbook, even though you might have multiple tabs. And it's not unusual to have a workbook with 20 or 30 tabs in it. So having this new navigation pane is going to make your life a lot easier. And if you've named your tables, it's going to make it a lot easier to find them. Well, I hope that was helpful. We hope you got something out of this video. Remember, we'd love to have you subscribe to Stuff in Excel. There's a subscribe button below. Also, make sure and hit that notification bell. That will allow you to get emails every time we issue a new video on the site. And that can also perhaps provide you something that you will need to make your Excel skills better. So in the meantime, have a great day. We'll see you real soon right here on Stuff in Excel.